So I was at work earlier this week, and a lot of the guys on our crew are younger and immature, and they don't know shit about life. And sometimes they ask me about what I did over there in the last, a lot of, they don't even know what they're asking about. And one of them was, persistently asking me about, what'd you do over there? Did you kill anybody? And I just lost it. I just blew up, embarrassed myself, right there in front of the whole crew.
Okay, so embarrassment. And when you say you lost it, what did you do?
I yelled at him.
Okay. So you got loud, everybody looked, you felt embarrassed. And this is something we've talked about before, that this has come up. And we've talked about the, feeling, how you deal with that, kind of how do you deal with the initial feeling? Were you able to notice that before it got to that point of blowing up?
Maybe early on, a little bit. I was just kind of aware. It was sort of strange. I was just sort of aware that there were all these people, there, and like hearing what was going on, the exchange. But it's almost like it just that awareness sort of just slipped away,
Yeah, that's a difficult point.
Yeah.
To kind of remain aware. What's happening now with that? Like, what reactions are you having now to?
I almost feel sort of jittery, sort of even nervous to even talk to you about that experience.
Okay. What are you doing with that? What are you doing with nervous and jittery right now?
It's, I wasn't even looking, I feel tight in my chest. I feel like my face is hot. So, I'm not sure what to do with it.
Okay. Well, and even in that moment, just you came back in and got in touch with the way that what you're feeling. What does that feel like in your body? What about the thoughts? Are there thoughts that come up with that as well?
Yeah, I think that, I think I need to change jobs. I need to find some kind of work that I can do where I don't have to be around people, or at least be around these kids.
So kind of run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Run, get away. And we've done some work on that, like kind of how does that get you where you want to go?
It's not, it's not, like, this is not going away. I can't run fast enough.
Yeah.
It always catches up somewhere, some other time, some place. It's not just at work, of course,
Mm-hmm.
My wife has learned to not talk to me about certain things. It's like she makes it easy for me, thank God. But not everybody does that.
She makes it easy for you even that has been at a cost, right? I mean, we've talked about your relationship with your wife, that it's not as close and connected as it was before you left.
Yeah.
And that you've really talked about how much you want that, with your wife, your friends, to not have the interactions at work. It sounds like you've been pretty close to losing your job, and those are very, very big, real costs.
Yeah.
So those beliefs, okay, so run away. It's the old stuff. It's the same stuff comes up.
Yeah. Yeah, everywhere. Like, there's no safe place, Like, there's no IEDs around here, but it doesn't matter, I mean, I don't know what to do. I mean, it's I sort of try the noticing stuff. You taught me some stuff with that, and there are times where I can kind of just be there and see the way my thoughts are just zooming through my head, and it's almost like they're bigger than me. Some of the images that go through my head, certain things remind me of that stuff, but then sometimes it just comes out like, okay, there it is again, for no reason.
You're caught off guard.
Yeah.
And it feels overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you do with it in that moment?
If I can just take a breath, like a breath or a few deep breaths, sometimes that is helpful, but it doesn't. I mean, I can still see, in my head, I can still see that stuff, and just I feel, it's such an intense. It's like there's this wire right here, and it's just burning me, And it's like okay, I need to do some stuff. I need to just get up and go do something. And that helps, If I just stay busy, I can just push through it. I can work through it.
Okay.
Do stuff through it.
That works for a little bit.
Yeah.
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 I mean, we've talked about that. That in the short term, that's helpful. In the long term,
no. I mean, this is killing me. I feel so tired sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really know I could work this hard. I didn't know I could be this busy.
We'll be this busy and on edge, and that comes out in your relationships, and the costs are really big.
Yeah. I mean, I know my wife is unhappy. I mean, she's being so patient with me, but I know that she's unhappy, and like, how long can she be unhappy? Like, I know she's not even telling me how. I worry about like where this is going to go with us. If like something doesn't change.
Yeah, I can really hear the fear there, the fear that you could lose her, and lose that relationship. And you've talked about how important that is. I mean, it's kind of that feeling for you that that's the last thing you have left. And we've talked about how important that is, and how much you want that to be different, and that you really do want to move toward that. And sometimes that means overwhelmed comes up, Sometimes that burning sensation, you know, that wire, that's going to come up.
Yeah.
And that part of this is, okay, it's going to come up, and how do you keep moving in the direction toward that relationship, that connected relationship with your wife? So what's your reaction? I mean, what do you think you could do this week with that?
Sometimes I think maybe I should tell her more things. But then I think, that's ridiculous, you know? Like, I don't want her to know some of that stuff. She wouldn't want to know. I don't believe that she would.
Okay. Have you asked her?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So even kind of picturing that, imagining that, what happens? Imagining asking her if she wants to know. What comes up when you picture that?
It would be hard to ask. It'd be hard to say it.
Like physically hard to say it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's like if I say it out loud, then it's there. What if she says yes?
okay, so that passenger, when we talked about the passengers on the bus, right? You're moving in that direction, so that passenger comes up.
Yeah.
What if she says yes? Then what?
If I had told her, she would. I don't know if I could tell her, and I think she would be scared. Like, she's already scared of me, but like, I think she'd be even more scared of me.
Okay. So that passenger comes up, she'd be scared of me. Sounds like, and there's feeling in there too. What are the feelings that are coming up?
She might regret it. She might not want to. She might not feel comfortable being around me anymore. You know, she might know that it might be better for her to leave. If I talked about this stuff, you know, why? I'm not quite sure why she is putting up with me anyway, and it just seems like that would make it worse.
So all of this, all these passengers.
Yeah.
And we talked about what it takes, you know, the cost of stopping the bus or turning a different direction. I mean, you're recognizing the closeness isn't there. You want to go that direction. What if going that direction means taking all that with you? It's with you already, right? It's just been in the back of the bus.
Yeah.
Is that a deal you're willing to keep making?
I don't want to. It would. I know it'd be hard to do it, but I could just do it. Like, I just do stuff. Like, I just go to work. You know, I just do stuff. I could do it. You know, I could just say it.
Yeah.
Seems like such a risk.
Yeah, this is a big risk. This is definitely a leap of faith, right? put it out there and see what happens. And there are no guarantees.
Yeah.
We know how it has been going, though.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't the marriage that either one of us wants. You know, it was so much better before. I mean, I used to think that, you know, we had some issues before I went to Iraq, but now that stuff, I don't even remember what that stuff was. I miss her. There's that, you know, that wire. You know, it's like right there.
Yeah. What are you doing with that?
I'm just trying to breathe here.
Mm-hmm. And what's happening now?
It feels like I'm sort of waiting on it, you know. Waiting for it to change.
Mm.
And I think it's not changing. Maybe it won't change. I mean, it hasn't changed in 5 years, really. Mm-hmm. If it's changed, it's gotten worse, you know.
So waiting for it to change to be able to do what you want to do.
Yeah, it's like if I imagine that being there as I talk to her.
Yeah.
And she would see me. I'm like I might fall apart right then and there.
And what if she saw that? So that comes up too.
Yeah. I don't want her to see me being that weak or pathetic.
What if she did? What if she did see that? Sounds like that would mean something. You're weak and pathetic. She would think you're weak and pathetic.
Yeah.
So thank you, mind, for that thought, right? It just keeps doing its thing.
Another passenger.
Yeah.
They're always there.
Yeah. Just how much do they, how close are they? And we talked about this before. They can stand there and shout all of these things and kind of make these threats, like, you're going to have to look at me.
Yeah.
You've done some of that. You looked at the wire. And what happened?
It stays there. It's like not getting off the bus. I was so, I just so wish, I guess that's what I'm doing, I want to find the detour that get them off my bus and go where I want to go.
If that could happen.
Yeah, like I'm waiting for that.
Yeah. That's kind of that stopped bus.
Yeah.
Until you're going to stop it until the road changes or something, and then, or somehow then the passengers could get off. But your wife is down the road, and the road isn't changing.
Yeah.